So let's raise the big questions then on a political face-off. What will it take to act against groups who target Christians? Political will missing to act against likes of Bajrang Dal? Will Prime Minister attending a church service on Christmas make any difference? Too many optics, not enough action on the ground. Joining me now, two very special guests. John Brittas is the CPIM's Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha. He joins me from Thiruvananthapuram, and I'm joined by KJ Alphonse. He's been a former Union Minister in the Modi government. Appreciate both of you joining us. Merry Christmas, first of all, to both of you above all else, and lots of good cheer hopefully will be spread. But Mr. Brittas, I want to ask you the big question. You've been questioning the manner in which you say groups like the VHP, Bajrang Dal have been given a free run to target Christians. Today, the Prime Minister made a visit, prayed at a church service in the national capital. Do you believe that sends out a strong message or not?
Rajdeep, see, it's like running with the hare and hunting with the horns. That's what is happening here. The Prime Minister must have spent at least 3 to 4 hours this week, apart from attending the Christian service today. He attended a Christian feast also, along with the bishops. If he had taken 2 minutes to address this nation saying that the attack on Christians is an attack against the Indian Constitution, India, against me, anybody who indulges in would be taken to task. If he had taken out 2 minutes and addressed this nation, it would have been of greater help than he attending such feast. And I can tell you he has been conducting this drill of attending feast and church services for last many years. Last year also he did it. But the incidents, the violence against the Christian community has gone up only. It's almost like 500% spike. In 2014, the attacks against Christians was 124. By 2024, it reached 834. This year itself, till November, it's 700. After Christmas, I'm sure that it will hit at least 1,000. This duplicity, I think this has to end. The trust deficit has to be bridged. And we are all condemning the incidents in Bangladesh. What is the message this country wants to send across? Think about a scenario where this Christian community is a majority. Those countries, if there are protests against what's happening in India, it's a sad state of affairs. I am pleading with my friend Alphonse Kandandana. He has a past. He was an aspirant. He was also part of the church. He should at least impress upon those people who are conducting these vigilante groups. I won't call it, they are somebody outside the spectrum of RSS. It's a multi-headed hydra. It's a saffron octopus with many tentacles, which anybody and everybody who knows with the politics of India is familiar with. I think they need to, the government has to have a will. At least the Prime Minister or the Home Minister should come forward and say, this nonsense should stop here. But so far, not even a single message has been emanated.
Okay.
These people go to the bishop houses with the cakes, then attack the Christians, vandalize the churches, destroy the schools elsewhere. At least in 12 states, they have passed anti-conversion laws precisely to persecute the Christian. And what is the percentage of Christians in this country? 2.3%. Even in Britain, the Hindu community must be, if you add these six...
I take your... John, you made very strong points. Let Mr. Alphonse respond. Mr. Alphonse, I think the primary fear is that the words need to be matched by action. It's one thing, or not even the words, the fact that there are optics. It's good to have the Prime Minister go to a church service, meet the bishops, but what about sending a strong, tough message on the ground, prosecuting those responsible for the attacks, whether they are from the Sangh Parivar or any group? We don't see that action on the ground, and this, according to John Brittas, has led to a trust deficit. How do you respond?
I think it's very clear. The Honorable Prime Minister has made it repeatedly clear to the nation, including address of the Vigyan Bhavan. I think John Brittas wasn't there, didn't hear about it. Made it very clear that this country belongs to everybody, that this nation belongs to everybody, that he works in the interest of everybody. He will protect and preserve the Constitution. He will protect the right to life and the right to liberty of every citizen. He's made it very, very clear in Christian meetings or otherwise. And John, you must be you've been in politics long enough. You
But
must be
then what
real
explains
enough.
the attacks? What
No,
explains, what
let me-
explains the increased attacks then? What explains the fact that the number of attacks have increased? Go ahead, please.
Rajdeep, I mean, John let out a lot of figures. I have no means to verify it. Even you won't have a means to verify it just now because he just lets it out now. I don't trust his numbers. In a country of 1.47 billion people, Rajdeep, there is bound to be some crazy people, some nuts. Now, let me take my own church. I'm a Syrian Catholic. The entire diocese of Ernakulam, the laity is up in arms against the head of the church. They want to kill him, they want to murder him, they want to replace him. It's been going on for the past 5 years. My own Syrian Catholic Church, John, you are aware of that. Therefore, there are enough crazy people in this country, in the world. I mean, look at the US. Every day there is a shooting happening in every city. Take European countries. Do we call them absolutely anarchical countries? You don't. When this happens in India, you can kind of convert small little incidents into massive things, and you say every time anything happens, somebody touches somebody else, Modi must answer, the Prime Minister is responsible. Rajdeep, this is not rational. This is irrational. In a large country like ours, where you have huge difference in culture, language, heritage, there is bound to be friction, and India has managed pretty well. And Christians in India have done pretty well. Take the Syrian Christian community. I mean, the majority of Christians in India live in Kerala. They have absolutely no problem. Who's ever
Yeah,
attacked
because
them?
BJP has never ruled Kerala, Alphonse. That's why.
It's part
You're
of
absolutely
India,
correct.
John. It's very
Interesting
much
John,
part of
John, let
India.
him complete. Let
Therefore,
Mr. Alphonse
Rajdeep,
complete. No, let Mr. Alphonse complete.
let me complete. And therefore,
Yes.
see, the Prime
Go
Minister
ahead.
has made it very clear this is not permissible. He said that in Vigyan Bhavan in the meeting of Christian bishops many years back. John was not aware of this. The Prime Minister has repeatedly said this constitution of India will be implemented in the country, irrespective of religious beliefs. Now, if you crazy people do this, you can't really blame the Prime Minister or the party which is in power. Let me ask you, John, you talked about the anti-conversion bill. Who introduced the anti-conversion bill in India? It was in 1967 in Madhya Pradesh when BJP, when Congress was in power. They introduced anti-conversion bills in 6 states ruled by the Congress. Was it BJP which did this? The biggest communal violence in India happened when the Congress was in power. When you were in power, you were supporting the Congress party. How many communal clashes happened, John, in this country? Are you blind to all these things? Are you blind to what happened in China during the Cultural Revolution or under Lenin? 20, 25 million people killed. You don't have a word, a decibel to say about these things. You talk about when you have a
1 minute.
complicated.
Okay. Can I? Yeah, before I go back to John, you used the word crazies 3 times, Mr. Alphonse. Are you saying that groups like the Bajrang Dal and VHP, which are part of a wider Sangh Parivar, which John Brittas is saying is a Hydra-headed entity, I mean, these are part of the wider Sangh Parivar. If the Prime Minister cannot control them, who is he to control? Surely these are groups. One strong message from the RSS Sar Sangh Chalak or from the Prime Minister surely will at least send a signal. You need to prosecute the likes of that Anju Bhargava who assaulted a visually impaired woman. The moment you do that, the moment you arrest and prosecute them under strict laws, surely that will be the message. That will be more effective, many believe, than simply going and praying in church.
Rajdeep, let me come in here. Rajdeep, you talked about the RSS. The RSS chief has repeatedly said, I can send you 10 clippings, where he said this country belongs to Hindus, Christians, Muslims, and Sikhs. He said nobody has a monopoly on India, on culture. We all need to survive here together, live here peacefully, happily. And today, Christmas is a day of happiness, of peace. And therefore, Rajdeep, when there are some hooligans out there in a country of 1.47 billion people, there are bound to be some hooligans out there. Like I said in my church, there are plenty of hooligans. You can't really blame the Prime Minister or the party in power every time somebody just pushes somebody around, somebody. Sorry, all this is unacceptable. I completely agree. None
Okay.
of these incidents are acceptable at all. Absolutely zero tolerance towards any of these things. But in a country where you don't control everything, John, because you know you don't even control your own children, do you? I don't. They do
Right.
things on their own free will. In a country of 1.47
Okay,
billion
let
people,
let let
how do you
Mr.
do that?
Britas.
Rajdeep, I'm completely
Okay,
taken
let Mr.
aback.
Britas respond. The point that
I'm
Mr.
completely
Alphonse is making, that a few instances, according to him, in a country of 1.47 billion people, you can't use these few instances, according to him, few. I feel even one instance is one instance too many, but you can't use it to expect the Prime Minister to act in each instance or target him in each instance.
Rajdeep, I'm completely taken aback uh, with the statement made by my honorable friend. See, he's saying that some people who are nuts, lunatics are making it. Is he not aware of the fact that the Sangh Parwar organizations called for a bandh in Chhattisgarh on Christmas Eve? Is he not aware of the fact that VSP issued a circular that the Hindus should not participate in Christian celebration? Is he not aware about the fact that their district vice president was involved, as Rajdeep said, in attacking a visually impaired woman? Is he not aware about the fact that even in the capital city in Lajpat Nagar, just because women and children were wearing Santa caps, they were attacked? Is he not aware about the circular issued by certain schools and departments, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, that this will not be Christmas, this will be adult celebration? Is he not aware about the statement issued by the CBCI, which hosted the Prime Minister, that there is a spike in the attack against the Christians? This is something which is very tragic. Is he not aware about that? Is he not living in India? I am surprised. Even the hate and hatred is reaching the shores of Kerala. The other day in Kerala, the RSS people attacked a person saying that he's a Bangladeshi. He was from Chhattisgarh. And another day, they attacked a carol in Kerala. The same people who visit the bishop houses with the cakes have the audacity to say all this nonsense. And I am telling you that, is it not a fact that the CBCI hosted the Prime Minister last year? And the CBCI issued a statement 2 days back saying that the attacks that are happening in Jabalpur, attacks happening in Madhya Pradesh, attacks happening in Chhattisgarh, UP, Uttarakhand, Assam are something which are condemnable, and the government of India needs to act. How is it that a person who is learned like Alphonse Kannandanam is oblivious about the fact? And Rajdeep, I was surprised if the Prime Minister
I?
Can I,
had
Rajiv,
has
I have to go. I have to go
1%,
because I have an appointment. If
1%
you
of
give me 1 minute,
sincerity,
if you give me Rajiv one
Yeah,
minute,
let me
that,
just
I'll
complete.
make
one,
it
I'll
before
get
I
you. I'll
go.
get you a last word, Mr.
Allow me to
Alphonse.
complete.
I have to go
If the
because I have
Prime
an
Minister,
Yeah.
appointment.
if the Prime
Yes.
Minister had attached
Yeah.
1% of sincerity with regard to the post he'd made it, saying that Christmas is a timeless message of love, peace, compassion. May the spirit of Xmas inspire harmony and goodwill. My good God, he should exhort his fellow passengers. He should exhort his fellow travelers in Sangh Parivar. And as I told you, now,
Let.
now I am sure that
Okay.
Sangh Parivar must have started another organization of nuts and lunatics. If they say that this has been done by nuts and lunatics, like the n number of
Let me
Hydra,
get.
they would have formed
No, no.
another organization of
Mr.
nuts.
Britas, you made some very. You, Mr. Britas, you made some very strong points. Let Mr. Alphonse, who has to leave, respond to that. Mr. Alphonse, the fact is, I mean, look at Uttar Pradesh. All schools mandatorily no holiday on Christmas, Good Governance Day. There are calls for bandh given by organizations like Bajrang Dal in some tribal areas. There are pressures put on those who've converted, tribals who have converted, they're ostracized. There's a sense that this is being organized. Earlier it used to be stray instances. The fear is now they feel empowered and can act with impunity. That no one will touch us because somehow or the other, the leadership in power, whatever they may say in public, privately says There is a problem with Christianity. There are too many people being forcibly converted. And that is leading to them feeling a sense being emboldened. Ideologically, they are all one. That's the fear.
Rajdeep, what Britta's saying is complete untruth. The RSS has never said we don't celebrate Christmas. If there is some small little tiny organization in a village level or a panchayat level says that, come on, Britta, you can't make that as a national call of the RSS or of the ruling party.
Children are not being given a holiday. Sir, the children are not officially being given holiday in India's most populous state of Uttar Pradesh.
Rajdeep, in every school, in every church, children gather in the school on Christmas Day for Christmas celebrations. So the school celebrating Christmas is not a surprise. All across the country, Christian schools celebrate Christmas, and therefore today children not being allowed to stay home. No, Christmas is celebrated in every Christian school. In these states also they are celebrating. So even UP, they say come to the school, celebrate anything you want, including Christmas.
They celebrate
And
not on the
therefore,
Christmas day.
Rajdeep,
They celebrate
for
on the
these
previous
isolated
day.
incidents, Rajdeep, I can point out
John, let him complete.
cases,
John, let him complete.
A million cases in communist ruled Kerala where there is absolute violation of fundamental rights. He mentioned about a Palakkad case where a person was killed. It's absolutely unacceptable. The entire Kerala has risen up as one. Nobody has ever said it's an RSS person. John, you are completely wrong. Your government in Kerala has completely failed in maintaining law and order, protecting life. And now you come around and say an RSS person is killed? John, this is atrocious. You don't know what is happening in your own state. Set your state right, John, before you talk about the country. We want a country that will be peace on earth. We want a message of Jesus that we all live peacefully all across India. The Prime Minister has said that many times. The RSS chief has said many times. Now, if some crazy people here and there do crazy things, please do not hold the Prime Minister. You are much more responsible. You are much more intelligent than that to say these things. Sorry, Rajdeep, I have to run because I have an appointment. Thank you so much.
Okay. I want to leave both of you there. No, I appreciate both of you. I want to again wish you a Merry Christmas. But I believe that the true spirit of Christmas is not just saying Merry Christmas. Let me then bring you my take. Okay, my take. It's Christmas, a day of joy and good cheer and hope, which is why it is depressing that on a day like this, we should be trapped in the politics of hate, bigotry, and indeed in some instances, violence. The Prime Minister did well to send out a positive message by attending a church service. But I'm afraid that such meetings end up being lip service if not followed by concrete action on the ground. Especially when groups like Bajrang Dal and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, part of the wider Sangh Parivar, are no longer the crazies that you might assume they to be, but they keep targeting Christian schools, establishments, especially in tribal areas, in the belief that they have some kind of immunity from the law. Make no mistake, I repeat, these groups are part of a wider ideological mindset. Words therefore need to translate into concrete action on the ground. Else I'm afraid it becomes a case of running with the hare with fine optics, but then hunting with the hound when it comes to targeted attacks. And yes, my friends, please tell me, why is it that in India's most populous state of Uttar Pradesh, Christmas is not a holiday for schools there, especially in a country where we give holidays for every religious festival? What is this good governance day that we've suddenly brought in on the 25th of December? Truth is, these are dangerous messages because they only lead to the brainwashing of the young, that you don't even need necessarily to celebrate Christmas. Oh, by the way, I know many Hindutva-minded people, even in Uttar Pradesh, who are desperate to send their children to Christian-run missionary schools. The hypocrisy, my friends, is staggering and must end now. Think about it.